I'll just tell you about my sort of thoughts without going into spoilers on Don't Worry, Darling.
Go on then, yeah, because I've not.
So,
I'm going to hopefully watch that this week.
The interesting with this is how it seemed to get talked about a lot building up to its premiere because of marital problems that Olivia Wilde, the director, and she's in it as well, has had with what's his name, Ted Lasso. Apparently, she was doing like a preview for it, and his lawyer turned up on stage and served her papers and stuff. So that was like a bit of a stink about it. She started obviously seeing Harry Styles. There's all this stuff about Florence Pugh had a fallout with Olivia Wilde because she felt she wasn't supported. Harry Styles' character was initially played by what's his face, Indiana Jones' son guy.
Sam,
you know what I mean?
Sam Witwicky.
Yeah, him. Who supposedly got fired, but then some things leaked that apparently he wasn't fired because Olivia was an email or something leaked where she's basically asking him to come back and saying, I'll have a word with Florence and all this sort of stuff. And so people are sort of talking about this film. Like my daughter knew about this film. This isn't the kind of film she'd normally know about, I suppose, because of Harry Styles and because there was like internet chatter.
Well,
Did you see that? Did you see that thing about the premiere where it looked like Harry Styles spat in Chris Penn's lap?
Yeah, but I don't know, is that real or not, or what?
No, it's just weird when you watch it because it does look like he looks at his lap and stops going, don't. So there's all this stuff about it, nothing about whether the film's actually any good or not. So I'll tell you if the film is any good or not.
It's got that kind of not sci-fi, but that kind of like The Village, isn't it? Or one of those.
So it's set in an idyllic 50s. It's like in a sort of a desert area, but then they've obviously got this sort of palm treed section, which is like this like little sort of 1950s housing estate, you know, like early 60s, 50s, Mad Men, women stay at home, all wave their husbands off in the mornings. They all drive off together to work. And then this cracks start to appear. People start acting a strange way. Somebody gets taken away, and it doesn't. The official story doesn't fit with what Florence Pugh's character has seen. So you start this sense that there's something not right about this world.
Yeah.
It's not what it seems. The men are all secret about what they do as they go off to work. They're not allowed to talk about it. Chris Pine is a sort of charismatic, like a new age guru type guy who seems to be in charge of whatever it is that the men do at work and the running of this village, and wants everyone just to be happy and not cause up a fuss and stuff like that. But he's a bit too good to be true. Comes across a bit smarmy.
Yeah.
Now I won't say what it does happen. So all this stuff I'm quite enjoying. I mean, her sort of feeling like she's going a bit mad and weird things start happening. Reminds me a bit of I don't know if you ever saw that Polanski film Redemption, when things start coming out of the walls at people and stuff like that, or Rosemary's Baby, when you know you've got a female character that's going mad and everyone's going no, you know.
It's just you.
You're just tired. Just take some more pills.
A bit like in
like that.
Mother, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah, and no one's listening to her. That there's something wrong. So it did remind me of. It is a bit like, not in its twist, but it's a bit like Village. You know, where you've got things aren't what they seem, and then it shows you what it really is. Or even, I mean, in a shorter space of time, I suppose Matrix, but that's not a big reveal. It happens fairly soon, doesn't it? The world's not what you think. It's actually this. Truman Show, the world's not what you think it is. It's actually this. That's the big problem I had with Don't Worry, Darling. It was fine. I was kind of enjoying it, just going along. But the ending, I didn't feel really worked. I didn't feel satisfied by the ending. And maybe because I've seen other films that do that thing better.
I listened to a Mark Commode review of this, and he said, and I think he kind of said exactly that. And he said, in effect, you're expecting one of, 4 different reveals. And he said, you get to the end,
your brain's got time to start thinking of possibilities.
And then you get to the end, and he's like, oh, it's that one. And you go, oh, okay.
Yeah, I think maybe if it was handled differently. I mean, also sometimes I think but saving it for a twist reveal maybe isn't even the best storytelling device. Maybe as a viewer, us being in on what the men are actually doing at an early point, and then seeing the woman not knowing and watching Florence Pugh's character thinking, oh, we know and she doesn't know. Maybe that would have worked instead, because when the twist comes, it's a bit sort of, oh, okay. Florence Pugh's great in it.
She's always good.
It's hard to judge Harry Styles too much. I think he does what he has to do okay. The problem is that every scene it is in with Florence Pugh obviously just completely acts him off the screen because she's fantastic.
Yeah.
And her feeling like I'm going mad, and then there's moments where she gets it together and she becomes more of a fighter, and there's bits where she's obviously cracking under the pressure, and all these different sides of her that she can manage. She's completely believable. And I don't, if it would have been a lesser actress or someone with a lesser performance, I think it would have been a bit harsher on this, but because the story's really carried on her shoulders and she's so good, that probably brought it up a little bit for me. I mean, it's still probably, 6 out of 10 for me, I would say.
Yeah, it looks great from the trailer. Florence Pugh's great.
Worth a watch.
Yeah.
Worth a watch.
Right, that's good enough for me. I'm going to give that a crack.
Yeah, it's not bad. Yeah, it's worth it. My daughter, interesting. My daughter, I predicted would like this a lot more than me because she hasn't seen things like Truman Show and well, actually, she probably has, but she's not watched a lot of this sort of
Twilight Zone,
Twilight Zone things where things aren't all the same and there's a twist. So I feel like I've seen a lot of that stuff done before.